i.e. those boats just running their thrusters and going back and forth through the water like they do to do your surveys. But it can change their breathing behaviors. If it is loud and they're actually doing the surveys and it does destroy their urine, they will not be able to feed. It will disrupt almost every single aspect of their lives. Next. So it's during this phase of a wind project that these companies have to get what's called an IHA or an ITP. And one is an incidental take permit. The other one is an incidental harassment authorization. Authorization. Honestly, I ask you guys every time. I cannot remember that word. And it is, harassment is a lovely word. From a semantic standpoint, it's a very unlovely word when it comes to biology and what these animals have to basically deal with. And harassment means anything from just kind of bothering them, and they're going, I don't really like this, all the way to destroying them, to killing them. There are two levels, level A, level B, and I don't need to go into those details, but harassment isn't just bugging an animal. It can mean killing them, and it is during this phase that they have to get those. On the East Coast, they have gotten in IHAs, and the numbers of animals that are listed on this are mind-blowing. Sometimes it is up to 50% of the current population in the area. So they are literally being given the big okie dokie by the government to potentially kill hundreds, if not thousands of animals. And these are the animals we're talking about. We have our wonderful sea turtles, we have our elephant seals, we have our southern sea otters, so many different kinds of species of whales that are coming through this area, especially right now, the gray whales that have migrated through with the babies, the humpbacks, the blue whales, many of those cetaceous species that live here, the minke whales and the common dolphins, the white-sided and the minnows. All of these animals are going to be on that list, and they will be damaged. Next. This one is referring to, most of us have probably heard what's going on the East Coast, where lots of dead whales are washing up on the beach. And this is actually an old slide. This is saying 470 have died. Anyway, I don't need the slide to talk to you about it, but that number keeps increasing literally on a daily basis. Our government is saying, and the incidence of these mortalities is something that cannot be ignored. Maybe you'll hear people when they don't want to deal with the data that's there, they will say correlation does not mean causation. So they can just go, oh, well, you don't have absolute proof, you didn't actually want it happening, you can't prove it. But here's the deal, from a statistics, that's a hard word to say, from a statistical standpoint, the higher the correlation, and this correlation is way above 65% in many of the locations that they have found these animals. If you have that high of a correlation where those animals are washing up on shore, where they're doing the surveys, I'm sorry, but you have a very, very good argument for causation. And that's currently what's going on there. It's currently what is being utilized for people say, well, no, there's no proof that these guys are being killed by surveys. But the correlation is high, the causation is there. Next. This is another one of our ads, and it is something that I really want to kind of end my segment with, is we are facing some really, really big decisions here. These guys think that we cannot stop them. And we are being told by many of our politicians that this is a done deal. This is what they want us to believe. And if we believe this and we do not take action on ourselves, this is what we're looking looking at making this choice. Do we want to live with a wonderland? Or do we want to make the wrong choice?